What it do, KTTV? This is KT, and I'm coming at you live with another episode of the Daily K Podcast. And on today's episode, we have Mr. Tyrone Smith, a former NFL player and founder of First and Goal Incorporated. Today, Mr. Smith is going to talk to the KTTV audience about his upbringing and the challenges he overcame to make it to the NFL, his company, First and Goal Incorporated, and why they want to change the outlook of each child's future, one child at a time, his book, Outside The Huddle, and more. Stay tuned. How you doing today?
Man, I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me, man.
I appreciate you for taking a few minutes to come down and talk to us today. Like I said, I seen your work online, seen you talking, and so, man, I had to kind of talk to you and see the good work you're doing for the community today. So I guess we'll jump right into the interview. Give us a little bit of background, man, because I know you come from Third Ward.
Yeah.
Moved to the Mo.
Yeah.
Willow Ridge.
Yeah.
So, man, talk to us about this, going from that Willow Ridge on up. How did this free agency happen, man?
Man, it really started, man, with just having a love, man, for the game of football.
Okay.
My mom and dad, they're from East Texas. They're from Jasper, Texas.
Okay.
And so we moved to Houston, man, like in the early 70s, but for better opportunity. So I grew up in Third Ward, man. So I grew up in the hood, man. So I was a hood kid. But growing up in Third Ward, there was a lot that I saw, a lot that I was exposed to. And the thing about it is, it made me think about what I wanted in life, number one, and how I wanted my life to be so much better than what it was. I mean, I'm not mad for where I was raised and how I was raised, but I thank God for that. But at the same time, I knew that there was more. And so here it is, man. I'm this kid, man, that was actually fascinated by the game of football. And my friends told me the game of football wasn't for me. And so I always had people, hating on me and telling me that there were things I couldn't do or things I couldn't become. But there was always a dream to play the game of football. So in the mid-'80s, my family moved to the Mo. We moved to Missouri City for better opportunity. It was our first time actually having a house, man. I was grateful, I was thankful, but it was still a trying time for me. So here it is. I moved from the inner city of Houston in Third Ward. I moved to Missouri City. I go to a school. I had never been around so many white people before, and it was a big adjustment for me. And so here it is. I'm at school. The first day of school, I remember like yesterday. The first day of school, in the 4th grade, Miss Shaver, she's at the board. She's doing multiplication and division. I had no idea what she was doing. Yeah. It's like she was speaking a foreign language. And I didn't know my multiplication and division in the 3rd grade. So I'm already at a disadvantage. So they moved me to a lower level class. They moved me to a foundational class. So now the kids are really talking about me. It's like, man, you're from the hood. You're a ghetto kid. You don't know your math. You don't know your multiplication. You don't know your division. Man, just really motivate me in a negative way. So kids antagonizing me, and and at this point, I'm not aware about myself as an individual. So I'm acting out. I'm fighting all the time.
Yeah, just to get that attention out for the other stuff.
Just to get that attention, and then just to get everybody away from me based on what I was dealing with and going through. And so went to the office 50 times in the 4th grade. 50 times at Ridgemont Elementary. 5th grade. My 5th grade teacher, Miss Betty Lou Williams, she sat me down. She said, Tyrone Smith, I've seen your record. I've noticed your behavior, but I want to let you know you're better than what I've seen. That one person. She said, you have the capacity to do whatever it is you desire to do in your life, but I need you to believe, I need you to be respectful, and I need you to be obedient. She cared. She spent time with me. She squared me up, man. And from that moment, man, I had a different perspective in regards to education, and didn't go to the office not one time in the 5th grade. Not one time.
Wow.
That one person.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm inspired to do the work that I do with First and Goal Inc., man, to empower the next generation of young people to realize and understand, they can achieve their dreams, but they must set standards, goals, and expectations for themselves for those dreams and goals to become a reality. Yeah.
Okay. And that's where they go back to. So like I say, you went to Baylor because it's not like you just one day wanted to just start. You went for counseling or what was it?
But check this out. Before I even got to Baylor, I'm at Willow Ridge High. Before I even got to Willow Ridge High School, I played Little League football for the Windsor Redskins. Okay. My friends like, Tyrone, dude, you can't play football, dude. You too small, you too skinny, you got a big head, you cry all the time. They hating on me.
Yeah.
Played for the Windsor Redskins. We were like 1-9. We only won that one football game because the other team didn't show up. But hey, baby, a win was a win. We throwing confetti and everything. We'll take it. You know what I mean? We'll take it. But before I get to Baylor, 7th grade, B team. 8th grade, B team. 9th grade, some A team, some B team. Sophomore year, sophomore team. Junior year, played on JV. At Willow Ridge High School, I didn't play varsity until my senior year. 1 year starter. 1 year starter, but I played the game with a reckless passion, man. I had over 50 Division I offers as a 1 year starter. I was like Bobby Boucher on the Water Boy. I was all over the field. You live to play another day. You know what I mean? I'm all over the field. I'm making it happen, man. But I was thankful. But the core thing is that my grades were on point, core curriculum on point, had already passed the ACT, had already passed the SAT. So education, man, was first and foremost.
Student, athlete.
Student before you're an athlete, man. Get a full ride, man. You know, go to Baylor University, man, was the best decision I ever made. Best decision. Full ride, man. 1 year starter, full ride, Baylor University, man. 3 year captain, 3 year starter, man. Graduated in 4 years, went to and through college. First time and first individual in my family going to college. So I define college as being the fear of the unknown, because nobody could tell me nothing in my family what to expect about college, because I had no idea I was going to go to college. I was going to go to the Army. I didn't think that college was for me, but I did the necessary things by realizing my capacity as a student. But I was blessed as an athlete, man. And so Baylor, man, was it, man. Committed to Baylor, man. Met my wife there. You know what I'm saying? She's the bomb.com. You know what I mean? So it was truly, man, the best experience, man, I had as a young man. And I grew. And from there, undrafted free agent with the San Fran 49ers. Yeah.
Tried it out.
Yeah.
Come on, man. So 3 years in the game. And so then you say tragedy struck. Yeah,
3 years in the game. 3 years in the game. So basically, I graduated in 4 years at Baylor. So I redshirted my freshman year. So I had 5 years to go to college, but I graduated in 4. So my last year at Baylor, I was in grad school. I was taking graduate level courses because I'd already graduated. So since I had already graduated, I could just focus on football because I'd already graduated. So I'm like, NFL. And so I'm focused on the NFL. And so here it is. My senior year, we here back at home in the H, playing University of Houston.
Come on, man.
Every time brother played U of H, I ball. So if you went to University of Houston when I played from 1991 to 1996, you know brother handled that business. You know what I mean? And so we playing at the Astrodome, man. And I tried to throw this guy off from his wide receiver. He came and tried to stall block me. He tried to block me. I grabbed him and threw him. And when I threw him, he grabbed me, and my foot and ankle got caught in the turf. Slightly tore 3 ligaments in my ankle. Missed half the season. My senior year. I'm mad. I'm like, I did it the right way. But I mean, it was a reality, man. But I was in a dark place because I'd already graduated from college. I mean, to go to the NFL was a dream, but I thought that dream was like hopeless. And but I had to hit the reset button and realize and knew.
What pushed you forward?
What pushed me forward, man? Truly, man, my faith. What pushed me forward is my faith, man. I had to take a step back and realize and recognize, man, that God created me for life beyond the game. You know, and the game was just a part of what I did, but it wasn't who I was as a person. And I had to like realize and understand that, and just know that with me going to Baylor University and getting my degree, I was already ahead of the game compared to my friends back here in Houston. You know, and so in that, man, I kind of, you know what, I'll be okay. Went to rehab, everything was okay. Finished maybe like the last 2-3 games of the season, but I finished. Didn't finish the way I wanted to, but I finished. You know, go off into the sunset, San Fran, you know, come calling and everything. And come work out for us. I was thankful for that, and it was just a workout. It was just a workout. So after the draft in 1996. I knew there was a possibility that I may not get drafted because I didn't really play a lot. But I still watch the whole draft. Like I'm a first round draft pick. I'm watching the whole draft with my agent. I'm with my agent at the time, and we're watching the draft. And after the draft, I think at that time the draft I think was maybe like 3 days. And after the draft, my agent, she was like, well, Tyrone, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna call all the teams that maybe drafted maybe 1 or 2 cornerbacks. So she had been taking notes the whole draft. So I'm going to attack them first to see if they want to get you in for an invite to sign possibly as an undrafted free agent. I'm like, okay, do your due diligence. I mean, I'm taking your lead in this. San Fran 49ers, man, came calling, offered me an opportunity, flew out to San Fran after the draft. And typically when you go to the mini camps after the draft, you're signed. I wasn't signed to a contract.
Okay.
So I had to sign a waiver that if I got injured during the mini camp,
It's on you.
it's on me. As much money as the NFL is bringing in, yet along all the teams.
Yeah.
But man, I was eager, man. I was thankful for the opportunity. I signed. I was like, man, so be it. Let's do it. Went out there, signed the deal, signed the waiver, went through the training camp after the draft. Then they had another training camp. That was like in, maybe in May. They had another mini camp like in June. I didn't go to that mini camp because I wasn't signed. I'm going somewhere with this story.
Yeah.
And so training camp started in July. And my coach and my mentor, Dennis Brandley, who's the head football coach at Elkins High School in Fort Bend ISD, he is who I connected with as a middle school student. He's been my guy since 1987. He's been every major decision in my life. I've talked to Coach Brandley. I mean, everything. And when I ran track at Willow Ridge, he's my hurdle coach. And when I played at Baylor, he would train me during the off season when I came home in the summer. So we're training. I come to practice not in a good mood. Coach Brandley, he knows me, like, Tyrone, what's going on? I'm like, Coach, San Fran called before training camp started in July. I said, Coach, San Fran called. He's like, okay, that's good. I'm like, but Coach, they want to sign me. He like, that's good. I'm like, but Coach, they want to sign me, but they don't want to give me a signing bonus.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm like, Coach, it's the NFL.
Yeah.
It's the San Fran 49ers. I know they got the money.
No, they got the money.
Coach, I can't get a $10,000 signing bonus. I can get a $5,000 signing bonus. I can't get $1,000 for a signing. I can't get some gas money.
Yeah.
This is what Coach Brandley said. This is what he said. He said, Tyrone, number one, be thankful for the opportunity.
Okay.
After he said that, man, I signed it, faxed it. Yeah, people were using fax machines back then. Faxed it in, man, the rest was history. But the thing about it is, I needed somebody that had my best interests and that had my heart, that could be open, honest, genuine, and real, and that could challenge me to look at it beyond my selfishness. Man, think about the opportunity. Some will come out of this if you do it the right way. And that's what I always tell young people. I always tell young adults, if you think about your life based on what it is you desire, based on goals, dreams, hopes, aspirations, sometimes you have to make a sacrifice. You have to make a sacrifice. You have to sit self aside and think about the big picture if it's truly what you want.
So that's what happened.
That's what happened.
So like I say, damn, so then those 3 years come. Tragedy came, turned it into triumph.
Right.
And so that's how we get First and Goal Inc.
So I'm in San Fran from 1996 to 1998. So I left San Fran from after the 98 season and signed a free agent deal with the Washington Redskins.
Okay.
And so I went to Washington Redskins, man. They were in transition at the time. Norv Turner was the head coach. Daniel Snyder, who's still the owner of the Washington Redskins, he had just purchased the team. They allocated me to NFL Europe when NFL Europe was owned by the NFL and Fox Sports Net. And so here it is. I'm wearing number 24 for the 49ers. I tell them in Washington I want number 24. So I go to NFL Europe for the off season in the spring. I come back. I don't have number 24. They're like, we passed your number to somebody. I'm like, I have like number 36 playing cornerback. I'm like, who did you guys get my number to? They're like, there's this guy we drafted named Champ Bailey. Champ Bailey, who's now in the Hall of Fame. That's why they gave my number. You know what I mean? They saw something that I didn't see at the time, man. But Champ, man, is a phenomenal guy, awesome athlete, awesome man of God, man. But yet, when I went to Washington, man, it was actually short-lived. Didn't play the entire season. But you know, man, there things happen for a reason. Things happen for a reason. And when I went to Washington, I had the opportunity to meet Darryl Green, who's from Houston, played in the NFL, man, for 20 years, man. Darryl Green and I both connected. He's a believer, man. He loves the Lord. So Darryl Green and I connected, man. And what's interesting that really set the stage about the next for me in regards to my life and my journey would be evident when I connected with Darryl Green. It was crystal clear.
Yeah, it's laid out.
It was laid out because every day after football practice in training camp, Darryl Green would have a Bible study titled Knowing Your Purpose. He said, guys, in life, each and every one of us have a specific purpose in life. He said, but with each and every one of us having a specific purpose, do you know what your purpose is? He said your purpose can't be just being an NFL football player. Your purpose in your life has to go beyond the game. He said, what if you get hurt? What if you get injured? What if you get released? What is your purpose in life? Because the NFL stands for not for long. Yes. You're not guaranteed to play for long. Yes. And man, at the time, guys didn't want to hear that because, dude, we're trying to live our dream as long as we can. And you fast forward, a year later is when I get injured. I fractured and broke my T5 vertebrae, right? Okay. I had to go through, which is the 5th vertebrae along your spinal column in between your shoulder blades. I had to go through 8.5 months of rehab in Birmingham, Alabama, at the Health South Sports Rehabilitation Facility. And over those 8.5 months, man, I realized my life was bigger than the game of football. Over those 8.5 months, I had to just take a deeper look at myself and think about what is it that I want to do in my life. Be a difference maker. Be a game changer. Make a difference in the lives of others. And I want to use the game of football as a platform to be an outlet and a resource to connect with schools, administrators, teachers, students, whoever can hear my story and my journey, to challenge them to the core, to let them know that they can overcome. Yeah. But you can't just think it, you have to execute it.
Man, I'm just looking at the situation, how it's playing out. So you have the injury at Baylor.
Yes.
And kind of open your eyes up to it and kind of get you on the mindset. So when this happened, you say, I've been here before.
Right.
I know how to shake back from this mentally.
Right.
Then you run in the green. So now he getting you the purpose. He's setting up everything.
Yeah.
And everything still goes back to how do I get you past this part?
Right.
Help you turn.
Right.
For the forward part.
Right.
Okay. I'm just watching how it's
playing out here, just man. Lay it out, man.
Man. And so then, how did you end up coming up with the first and goal?
I always knew that I want to make a difference in the lives of others. Yeah. And I could say I really actually got that from my mom and my dad. Okay. I mean, all of my mom didn't finish middle school, my dad didn't finish high school, but my mom and dad both were givers, man. They were hard workers. I mean, my mom was a janitor and a maid, my dad was a truck driver, but they were always willing to love on people, man. Despite the fact that we didn't have the best household, best situation, best circumstances, man, they were still loving and kind to others. There was nothing for me to get up in the middle of the morning. Like TJ, my son, he has no idea about getting up in the middle of the morning at our house and seeing a homeless person in the kitchen eating. Okay. In the middle of the night, I get up, could possibly be a homeless person that my mom and my dad brought in and fed them. And sometimes they would even let them stay with us at the house. And so here it is, I'm seeing this while I'm growing up, and I knew, man, that I gotta give. And what made it so crystal clear and plain was that when we moved to Mo City, there was an opportunity where a star athlete was gonna come and visit me because my older brother told him that I love football, and he's like, man, my youngest brother loves football, he would love to meet you. And so the guy, I was excited. I'm thinking this guy's gonna come by. I waited that morning, man, picked my afro out, you know what I mean? Had my football jersey on from the Redskins, and the guy never did show up. And I told myself, I said, if I ever get the opportunity to make a difference in the lives of young people, I'm gonna show up. Yes. Because at that moment, I was thinking, if that guy show up, that's a community star, that's a baller, that's one of the top athletes in the state, top athletes in the nation at the time. If he show up, I'm gonna hear everything he has to say, and I'm gonna be rest assured that I'm gonna take something from what he say. But he didn't show up. Okay. And so I said to myself, if I have the opportunity to make a difference in somebody's life, I'm gonna show up. Yeah. And so to come up with First and Goal Inc., it's about showing up, it's about being genuine, it's about being passionate, it's about being real, and it's about ultimately making a difference in the lives of those young people that we serve.
Yes. Okay. And so then fast forward to the book, Outside The Huddle. So how did that come to take place, man? And talk to us a little bit about it, man. A little preview of it.
Man, actually, when you think I've actually been talking about the book the entire time.
Okay.
Because what's interesting, because the book is really it's based on 8 practical principles I've applied in my life, going back from a child up until now. Okay. It's like, in each chapter, I give a relevant life example about how I applied each of those principles in my life growing up. Where I talk about purpose, I talk about having a plan, I talk about life as a process. It's not about where you start, but where you finish. You know what I mean? I talk about pitfalls. I talk about failed experiences. I talk about people. I talk about progress. I talk about all these specific things. They all start with the letter P, but there are 8 practical principles that I've applied in my life that go back from my childhood up until now. And then at the end, there are key takeaways and key challenge elements as well for anybody who read the book to really have them take a deeper look at themselves based on where they are after they read the chapter. So really, man, the book it's an easy read, man. I released it in 2016. Things are going well with it. You actually even asked me something last month about, do I have a workbook? You was like, we have fourth graders at my school, but man, if you had a workbook and was interesting, it's a time and a season for everything. I'm getting a workbook edited right now.
Okay, see, here we go.
The workbook has been finished for 2 years. It's been finished for 2 years. But I wasn't set on where I was with the workbook. I just needed to kind of I had to sit down on it. Got Dr. Andrea Bryce right now, who's an educator and consultant, and the counselor. She's actually editing the workbook for me right now, man. Cause I wanted the educator, put their eyes on it, so it can be a tool. And it's crazy though. It's crazy because one of the things I'm going to do with the workbook as well, I'm going to put together like an educational technological component. Where I can actually share and use the workbook and use a platform to do it virtual with other students in other cities and states.
That's innovative.
Innovative, man. Yes. And the confirmation on my way over here, a guy that went to Baylor with me stays in Southern California. He hit me up last night on LinkedIn. Hey Tyrone, man, I see what you're doing, man. Next time you come to California, man, I need to connect. I'm an assistant principal in Orange County. We need to connect. And so on my way driving in here to the podcast, Caesar Flores. Caesar's like, man, so what you got going on right now, man? So I'm going to shoot a podcast. He's like, Ty, tell me, what do y'all do in the schools? I said, we're doing the schools, man. We motivate and inspire students, but we do it like in the group setting. I said, but Caesar, what I'm really excited about, man, we're about to release our workbook where the workbook can be used as a platform and companion, man, for schools, even if they haven't read the book. I said, but what's even exciting, man, from an educational technological standpoint, man, we're going to create this educational class by using technology where the school can purchase the workbook, get so many workbooks. We work out an agreement. They purchase the workbooks and make a commitment, man, to do a virtual program monthly to connect and engage with students who are going through and man, he was like, Tyrone, dude, after your podcast, call me so I can set up a meeting with my principal. So we will be the first ones to sign on in the fall.
That's it, man. So like once a month, man, when you doing the school day, you sitting in the room, they online, it's kind of like everybody talking.
Right. So we're gonna work out the details. So it'll be like everybody talking.
Awesome,
man, me going over one of the specific topics or a focus for that particular element that they're going over in the book, man. So we're designing it and laying it out right now. Like I told you, the workbook has been done for 2 years now. But now we're really, time is everything, but we're fleshing it out and want to make sure, man, it's a solid product, man. But based on the book being the framework, man, and just my story in general with the different things I've overcame, man, I trust and know and believe it's going to be well.
Okay, so now, as we get ready to turn the corner and wrap it up, what's next? We got the workbook coming. What's next? You got to be doing speaking or what you got going on?
And man, actually what's next, man, is really assessing, man, because I thank God every day, man, to have the opportunity to do what I've been called to do. But one of the next big things is really the educational technological platform, and that we're going to take advantage of, because that's something we haven't done before. That's new. I mean, there are schools we've been in, man, like for instance, there's a school that we've been in, man, we was in for like 13 years. And we're not in that school now because funding, and so just think about if, we had the virtual platform already in place, maybe we can, have a reduced cost that we can actually offer that school where your young men and young ladies can still participate based on what it is we have to offer. But even so much so as well, I've been hitting the reset as well with our organization, really creating like a donor platform also, because, we've been operating for it'll be 20 years in October. And so we've always depended on and been blessed by contractual opportunities as well as grant opportunities. And so now here it is, you have a couple of schools we've served in for quite a long time to be like, hey man, we had a reduction in our funding. We're not gonna be able to have you guys program come in this year. We'll see if we can get with you next year. And I just think about, what about those kids that we're missing? Man, that particular school that I'm speaking of, there's a young man that's playing in the national championship game on Monday at LSU. When he was in the 5th and 6th grade, he was at that school. When he was in 5th and 6th grade, he was at that school. And it's here in Houston.
Yeah.
Now we're no longer at that school, but fast forward 4 years ago, this kid reached out to me on Twitter.
Yeah.
He like, Mr. Smith, you may not remember me, man, but thank you in First and Goal for everything that you guys did.
Come on, man.
I appreciate you, man.
See, so that's how you was able, because y'all had like a bunch of kids over at Booty.
Yeah.
And how many kids was it? How many boys?
We would serve anywhere from maybe like about 80 to like 95 boys each year.
That's why I remember from the program, man, I was saying, man, they got a bunch of boys.
Yeah, we had 6 different programs that we operated every week. Okay. We had 6 different mentoring programs that we offered the young men over there. Yeah. And so, you know, with that being said, man, that's why I'm really just really reaching out for donors, man, that can really sponsor various aspects what we have to offer as an organization with our mentoring program or our scholarship element, game changer scholarship element, or even our reading program that we're actually launching. And so the thing about it is, man, there are many needs, and we're an organization, man, that's actually about the business. And so I'm just thankful to have the opportunity to do what God has called me to do, and for me to call Ridgemont Elementary, where I connected with Miss Betty Lou Williams, and let them know I'm going to dedicate and volunteer time over there in 2020, twice a month. I supposed to do that. Yeah. And when I called them and told them that, they was like, "You for real?" Yeah. I supposed to. Yeah. You don't have to pay me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Pay it forward. Then got a sponsor to come in and donate money. He said, "Man, I'm gonna donate a certain amount of money for time that you guys can commit to a school."
Okay, work itself out.
It worked itself out.
Someone who's in that dark place.
Yeah.
Like I said, from tragedy to triumph. That's how it came for you.
Yeah.
And so, what words of wisdom or encouragement would you have for someone who's trying to get out of that place to turn it into something positive?
If somebody's in a dark place, the first thing I'm going to say to them is really think about what it is you actually want for your life. If you truly feel and believe there are certain things you desire to have, what is it that you need to sacrifice to make that a reality? Because in life, we're going to have failed experiences. In life, we're going to have issues. In life, we're going to have circumstances. In life, we're going to have all these different things we have to battle through. But if you truly think about what it is that you want, and then think about what selfishness you need to set aside, and then who do you need to connect with that can keep you accountable for whatever it is you need to, whatever it is you desire. Because you can't go through life alone. There was Miss Betty Lou Williams who actually helped me. There was Dennis Brantley. You know what I mean? There were coaches, teachers, administrators, Walter Abercrombie, and a ton of other individuals that really helped me get to where I am. Miss Patricia Landhart, who took me in as a sophomore when my family was homeless. So when somebody's going through something, yeah, we're going to go through things. We're going to battle with things. We're going to struggle with things. But no, it's only temporary. Because the thing about it is you can't settle for less. That's if you want it. Because a lot of people tend to stay stuck. Because in life, you got to think about it. You're either going to move or you're going to stay stuck. Yes, but to move, you got to make a decision. To make a decision is to like take action. So when you think about that person in a dark place, what action do you need to take to move from where you are? And then when you make that move, let somebody know that you can trust and confide in, who will keep you accountable to what you say that you want to do. Yes, sir. So basically, at the end of the day, it's all about let your words and your life have meaning. Yes. So if your words and your life have meaning, you're actively engaged in the life that you live.
Come on, man. I appreciate it, man.
I appreciate you, man.
Before we go, can you give everybody just your contact information and just
how
to reach you?
Man, you can reach me. First and Go Inc. website is Team First and Go, TEAMFIRSTANDGOAL.org, teamfirstandgoal.org. You can reach us at our office line, 713-571-9121. And my personal website as well, where I do my speaking engagements, different things like that, is TyroneSmith24.com, TYRONESMITH24.com. So either teamfirstandgoal.org or TyroneSmith24.com or at Tyrone_24 on Twitter.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that will do it for us once again.
Man, appreciate it, man.
All right, that'll work. This is KT. KTTV signing out. 100.